Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, October 9, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Seattle Seahawks vs New Orleans Saints. There is a ton of question marks surrounding the Saints heading into this one. Jameis Winston along with Michael Thomas will not play in this one, while Alvin Kamara is questionable. I like what I have seen from the Seahawks offense. Geno Smith has been dominant, accumulating at least 325 passing yards in back-to-back games and has connected on 77% of his pass attempts this season. Furthermore, Rashad Penny should feast again in this one after accumulating 151 yards last week. The Saints' defense has been a weakness, especially on the ground. They are allowing an average of 125 rushing yards per game, pegging them 20th in the NFL. The Saints' offense only managed to collect 10 points against the Bucs and 14 against Carolina. I am not fond of Saints QB Andy Dalton, who isn't nearly as threatening anymore. I actually expect Seattle to win this game outright. Our team pick is Seattle Seahawks plus 5.5 points. Perry had his best performance of the season last year, and with the possible return of New Orleans' Alvin Kamara, both teams are going to rely on the run. The clock will be ticking all afternoon as each team wants to control the game clock. This will force teams to get aggressive defensively and stack players in the box. The offenses will use play-action passes to their advantage and create big chunk plays. Points may be scored quickly using this style of play. The over is 7-1 in Saints' last EIGHT and NBSP games in October. The over is 5-1 in Seahawks' last 6 versus the NFC. Our total pick is over 46.5 points. Houston Texans vs Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans may have the upper hand in this series of late, but there's little doubt that the Jaguars are the better team in this version of the matchup and will have no issues coming away with a win at home. Jacksonville's defense has been stout against the run, and with their ability to increase the pressure on Mills at quarterback, causing havoc will be key to coming away with a win. Adding in Jacksonville's own offensive prowess and being at home, they should be able to navigate this game with a balanced attack that will be too much for Houston to overcome. Our team pick is Jaguars, -7. Houston is averaging just 18.3 points per game, and they will face a 4th-ranked Jacksonville defense on Sunday that has talent at all 3 levels. The Jaguars had 2 first-round picks in last year's draft, and they picked 2 players in Walker and Lloyd, who both look like they should be solid starters in the league for years to come. Mills is a young quarterback, and Jacksonville should be able to take away the weak Texan running game and put pressure on him. Even though Jacksonville's offense is averaging 26.3 points per game, the Jags are unlikely to stay aggressive with a lead against a weak Texan offense. Robinson has been strong at running back this year, and Jacksonville is likely to focus on their defense and running game if they are able to build an early lead. This should be a lower scoring game. Our total pick is under 44.5 points. Detroit Lions vs New England Patriots. The Detroit Lions are currently 1-3 to begin this season, as they currently sit in last place in the NFC North. They trail the Vikings by 2 games. On offense, the Lions have put up points in a hurry. They are averaging 35 points per game and 436.8 total yards. This is the most points scored per game this season, and also the most yards, as Jared Goff and this Lions offense have continued to consistently move the ball down the field. They are also relying on their run game, as they are averaging 164 rush yards per game. Swift is still listed as questionable, as I don't see him returning this week. Watch for Jamal Williams as he leads the team with 276 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. The Lions have also shown that they can successfully move the ball through the air as Jared Goff has been slinging the ball all over the field. He has already thrown 11 touchdowns this season and only 3 interceptions. TJ Hawkinson, one of the more underrated tight ends in the game, leads the team in receiving yards. He has also already scored 3 touchdowns this season. The Lions could be without star WR Amon-Ra St. Brown as he didn't practice on Wednesday due to his ankle injury. He is listed as questionable as of Saturday night. Our team pick is: I will be taking the Lions with the points plus 3.5 in this matchup against the Patriots. New England is dealing with injuries and they will be without their starting quarterback again this week. I see them struggling to move the ball as this will be the first time that Lions defense will have a chance. They are currently allowing the most points in the league, but the Patriots will struggle to move the ball through the air, and I see the Lions loading the box and stopping the run. The Patriots offense doesn't scare me either. They are scoring the 24th most points per game, and they are averaging the 22nd most passing yards. They will fail to consistently move the ball up and down the field, as I don't see this offense showing up without Mac Jones. I also have zero faith in this New England defense, as they are allowing the 26th most rushing yards per game. Williams is going to keep his dominant streak rolling, as I see him gashing the Patriots' run defense multiple times in the game. This will also open up the play action for Goff, as I see him slinging the ball all over the field in this one. They are scoring the most points per game, and they are averaging the most total yards. They can move the ball on the ground or in the air, as this offense has been tough to stop. Hammer the Detroit Lions and take the points, plus 3.5. New England has a solid defense and a weak offense, but playing against Detroit will score its share of points, as the Lions allow more points than any other team in the NFL at 35.3 points per game. The Lions can make a bad offense look good. Seattle wasn't exactly tearing it up on offense, and they look like the Tom Brady-Randy Moss Patriots last week. However, at the same time, Detroit has the highest scoring offense in the NFL, averaging 35.0 points per game. The total has finished over in each of the Lions' last 6 games, as well as in each of New England's last 7 games played at home. Expect very few punts and plenty of touchdowns and field goals in this matchup. Our total pick is over 45.5 points. Los Angeles Chargers vs Cleveland Browns. The Los Angeles Chargers are 2-2 to start this season, as they currently sit in a tie for second place in the AFC West with the Denver Broncos. Now, the Chargers trail the Kansas City Chiefs by 1 game. On offense, the Chargers are scoring 23 points per game and averaging 371.8 total yards. This is the 12th most points scored per game and the 7th most yards. They have shown that they can move the ball through the air. The Chargers are averaging 307.3 passing yards per game, which is the most in the NFL. Justin Herbert has been slinging the rock around the field to begin this season, as Mike Williams continues to make big plays for him. Keenan Allen has been out the past few weeks with a hamstring injury, and Williams has become Herbert's main man. Williams has already scored 2 touchdowns and recorded 258 yards this season. Los Angeles is also running for 64.5 yards per game, which is the least in the NFL. Watch for them to get the ball to Austin Eckler out of the backfield, as he is the leading running back on this team. I will be riding with the Cleveland Browns, plus 2.5 in this matchup at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are surrendering the 30th most points per game, and they will struggle to stop the run in this one. The Browns are currently running for the 2nd most yards per game, as Chubb and Hunt continue to efficiently move the ball down the field for the Browns. They are averaging 187.3 rushing yards per game, as this will keep the ball out of Herbert's hands. The Browns' defense is also allowing the 9th least amount of yards per game, as it hasn't been easy to consistently move the ball up and down the field against the Browns this season. Getting Garrett back will help the defense tremendously, especially when it comes to getting heat on Herbert. The Chargers will also look to move the ball through the air, as this has been the easiest way for them to move the ball. The Browns' defense is surrendering the 13th least amount of passing yards per game, as I see them getting pressure on Herbert and making it tough for him to move the ball. The Chargers haven't impressed me through the first few weeks of the season, and they are dealing with a ton of injuries. Their defense and offensive line are banged up, as I see the Browns controlling the line of scrimmage in this game. They will continue to efficiently move the ball down the field and take care of the football. Hammer the Cleveland Browns and take the points, plus 2.5. Los Angeles averages 23 points per game through the first 4 games of the season. With the stellar passing offense that Herbert and the Chargers have, and the injury-infested Browns defense, the visitors should comfortably walk away with a win. Herbert is going to be able to attack through the air a lot, considering Cleveland will be without some major defensive players, and with Cleveland's history of leaving receivers unaccounted for, Herbert could have a field day. The Browns will be relying on Chubb quite a bit, especially with Bosa not there, and with the pressure Mac will put on Brissett. Each team will find the end zone, but the Chargers will ultimately come out on top. Our total pick is over 47.5 points.